These shelves are bare, but soon they're going to be filled up with all of our seed starts for our 2024 gardening season. One of the plants that we're going to start here today is something we have not had good luck with in the past, but I'm going to show you how we're changing that. So onions is something that I have had terrible luck with in the past. I don't know for what reason exactly. It seems like almost every year it's a different issue. So last year we had issues with moles and voles getting everything. Look at that. Sucked it all the way down the hole. I don't know if you guys seen that. That mole pulled that whole onion down the hole that far and then ate the whole bulb right off the end of it. And that took a big toll on us because we lost a lot of veggies last year because of these little pests. So this year we've got a few tricks up our sleeve. One year when we planted onions, the ground was just too compacted and the onions wouldn't root and we lost all of them. Another year we had a real wet year, so all of our onions got flooded out. But this year, we're gonna try all the methods. We really enjoy growing all of our own veggies here, and onions is kind of a staple for things you want to plant in the garden. Usually, this is something that's really easy for most people to plant, but for whatever reason, we just have a hard time. But this year, I've been doing some research. I have got all the ideas. With us being in Zone 6B, we have to get things started pretty early. So we're starting seeds right now. It's the middle of January, and we're getting our onions started. But we want to be able to get these back in the ground as soon as we're able to work that soil. We can get them out when it's still chilly yet. We don't have to wait for our last frost date, which is typically the middle of May. So one thing that we're gonna do way different than we did last year. Last year I started these in mid-March and that was way too late. So this year I'm getting a jump on things right now. Something I haven't done in the past is checked if I was planting long day or short day onions. And with us being up here in Michigan, we have to have a long day variety of onion. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work out so hot. I'm just throwing a couple in each cell. And then what we're gonna do is when the springtime we go to plant these out, we will take these and separate them as we plant out. This way we don't have to have a whole tray full of onions with one onion per cell. We don't want that. Fertilizer. Fertilizer is something that we need to start earlier as well. Once these seedlings get about an inch or so tall, I will start fertilizing them. And we don't want to use a high nitrogen fertilizer. We want to use something with a little bit more phosphorus in it so we can get that root growth going. We don't need the onions to be super tall right off the bat. But we do want them to get a good root ball, which is where your onion is. These here I'm planting is a red onion. The other ones were a yellow onion that I planted. And you want to make sure that you're planting a long day or a short day variety that's suitable for your area. One of the big problems we had last year in our garden was our moles and voles. And this year I have found a few different methods that we are going to eradicate the mole issue that we had last year. So one thing is they have a mold deterrent. You can find this mold deterrent in your seed catalogs. It's also online. Johnny's has some, I believe. Gurney's has some. So check those types of websites for mold deterrent if you have the same problem I do. One of the other things we're going to do this year is something called spooning. Now, it's not with your husband or your wife, but when the onion starts to bulb up in the ground, you kind of take your finger and scoop the dirt away so it lets that bulb get bigger. So that's another thing that we're going to do this spring once we start getting some bulbs on our onions. So last year when I did plant our onion starts indoors, they started getting really leggy on me. They started getting really super tall before it was ever time to go and put them outside. So this year I learned that you can actually take those and cut them. So once your onion gets, 6 to 8 inches long, you can just go and trim the tops. They'll keep growing. You can keep doing that while the root is getting bigger. That's why we are able to start these so early in the year. If they get too leggy on us, we'll just give them a little haircut. Last year our onions were doing wonderful, all the way up until it was almost harvest time. And that's when we noticed we had the mole and vole problem. We could actually take an onion right out of the ground and the moles would have eaten the whole onion. It was crazy. I never seen anything like it. But we did so many good things right up to that point. That's why with the small successes that we had last year, I'm gonna double down on it this year, and now we're gonna get rid of that mole problem. So instead of taking just one or two of these steps, we're going to do all of the steps this year to hopefully gain a successful onion harvest. If you have problems in your garden, don't give up. Just keep going, keep researching, do something different this year. Try a new variety, watch a YouTube video, try a different method, but don't give up. You can do this. We all have problems. Even the best gardeners in the world have issues, but they keep going and they keep trying and they do something new and they get better and better and better every single year. We love using all of our fresh veggies and all our really cool recipes that we have here on Gagne Farms. If you guys want to see the latest video that I used our onions in, check this one out right here. And we will catch you on the next one.